Okay, peeps, it's time for me to get really real with you. Each of us needs to consider the idea that everything that we are experiencing right now is a symptom. It's a consequence of past actions. The crisis that we're currently facing and the tremendous suffering that's resulted both personally and collectively is caused by our conscious and unconscious actions. Now, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, disempowered, and hopeless, but there is a way to overcome all of this and to find freedom, fulfillment, and happiness, even in the face of all of this suffering. And the way to do it is to become what I call a karmic warrior. So stay tuned to learn more. Hey there, yogis and karmic warriors. Welcome to my YouTube channel where I talk about living an extraordinary life by practicing time-proven and tested teachings of yoga wisdom traditions. I am your host, Lisa Engles, and the goal of this channel is super simple. It's to make it easier than ever before for anyone to find happiness and fulfillment in their everyday life by using the wisdom teachings that have already been handed down to us for millennia, and to occasionally dispel many popular myths that are out there, especially in New Age spirituality, that hold us back without our even knowing. So be sure to subscribe to my channel and click on the notifications bell because I put out videos just like this one every week. Now, one of the biggest challenges that my clients come to me with is that they find themselves stuck and repeating the same lessons over and over again in life. They're frustrated. They often feel at a loss because most of them have already done years of the work, therapy, coaching, spiritual practices, yet they still struggle with the same unhealthy relationships, or they feel like they should be further along in life than they are personally, professionally, maybe even spiritually. So if you can relate to any of that, then I invite you to head on over to www.karmic-warrior.com to grab my free report on why you keep getting handed that one lesson in life, even if you've spent years doing the work. In this free report, I reveal to you the secret about harnessing the law of karma to finally break free of that one lesson so that you can live a freer, fuller life right now. I put the link in the description below. So I think we can all agree that right now we're experiencing what I call a Mount Everest of consequences at the collective level. And if what we're experiencing right now, all the pain, the suffering, the global crisis, is a result of our past actions, then we need to ask ourselves what type of actions are leading or have led us to this current situation. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, hey, I didn't create this situation. They did. Where they means the politicians, the government, the other party, the lobbyists, the 1%, those who own the 99% of the world's wealth, the bad guys, right? But they, not me, is precisely the type of thinking that got us into this situation, because thinking is an action. And misinformed thinking leads to misinformed actions, which lead to climate change, civil unrest, economic breakdown, global pandemics, and every other type of injustice and inequity and inhumanity that we experience, right? So the solution, of course, is, we would say, take responsibility for our misinformed actions and the hurt that our actions have caused others and ourselves. We need to recognize that our actions have far-reaching effects, sometimes years, decades, or even lifetimes into the future. Case in point, in 1864, the 13th Amendment was added to the United States Bill of Rights as a constitutional guarantee of perpetual freedom. But the way it was written was a deceptive way to reestablish slavery by another name. And this created America's carceral state and the disproportionate number of Black people who are incarcerated today over 150 years later. So our misinformed actions, however, can be traced back to something even more fundamental. So the reason why we're experiencing social and global crisis right now is because of what I call a case of mistaken identity. we've mistaken ourselves and others to be something other than who we really are. Our minds and our hearts have been confused, making us believe that we are our religious and political preferences, our race, our color, our creed, our gender. We've been confused into thinking and believing that we are our social status, our personality, and our intellect. And this case of mistaken identity has caused us to take misinformed actions in the name of protecting something that we're not. Now is the time for us to reclaim our true identity as a reflection of the one divine love intelligence. And it's through this reclamation process that we will come to recognize that it's not our body, it's not our beliefs that we need to protect with our actions, but rather our one human race and the great Mother Gaia that provides us life. So this is what I mean when I say that what the world needs right now more than anything is karmic warriors. A karmic warrior is someone who's committed to the path of self-realization, not only to break free from their own karmic bonds that cause undue suffering, but also in order to become an agent of social change. A karmic warrior remains steadfast in their spiritual practices, those practices that help them to awaken to their true nature, and those practices that help them to deconstruct their stories, their biases, their beliefs that keep them making those same misinformed choices and taking the same misinformed actions over and over again. A karmic warrior is someone who slays the ignorance and fear that leads to misguided action on the battlefield of life with the sword of wisdom, discernment, integrity, and love. So this, my friends, is my battle cry to you right now. It is time to become a karmic warrior. So are you with me? Let me know in the comments below.